Guitar going live. I am live. Let's share this. Control C and Q. Come on in, everybody. Hey guys, well, it's going to start at 5:45 today. I kept being late to lessons last week, so I moved it to 15 minutes later. So we'll start at 5:45. And I've got the link posted, so hopefully let me know if the sound is going okay for you. And for some reason, I don't have a chat box right now. I don't even have a chat box. That's weird. I don't even know how to fix that. Maybe it's this. I don't really have a chat box. Well, guys, I don't have a chat box. I hope the sound is fine. Don't know really how to tell if you're here or not. So I think we'll wait until we'll wait for 4 minutes and then we'll get started. And yeah, there's no chat box. That's weird. All right, am I on the right thing? Yeah, everything else looks normal. What does that say? Trying to figure out if I can figure out what the heck's going on with the chat box. Camera microphone being shared. That's what's supposed to be happening. Let's see. Hey guys, come on in, have a seat. I don't have a chat box for some reason, and so I don't know how to talk to you. So we just won't have a chat box today, I guess. I don't know what these little things are over there. Chat box didn't load. All right, well. We'll just have a lovely time playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, and then we'll go home. So let's get tuned up. We're going to start here in 2 minutes. See if there's any other tools that I have. I don't have any other tools. So guys, we're going to go with no checkbox today. That's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to start here in about just a few minutes, just a minute or two. I've got the link up here. It's doing fine. Close out all that ukulele nonsense. Close out my email, which I haven't looked at today. And we'll keep moving forward. We'll wait 1 more minute and then we'll get going. All right. And hopefully you downloaded the piece for today. Level 2, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Again, not the greatest song. This is a song you're going to be taking class for, but you're never going to really play it in real life. So we are looking for um, just to build up the skills that are sitting inside of this. Talk about why it's like it is. Um, and hopefully give you some practice at stuff that's either driving you bananas or it's going well. Who knows? Yeah. So let me give it one more minute. Hey, if the sound is good, let's do this, and you can thumbs up it. The only way I know if you're getting good quality sound, if you'll give me a thumbs up on there down here, just if one of you would hit thumbs up that the sound is good, it will show up on my screen up there, and that way I know that you can at least hear me, even though I can't chat with you. Okay, got it too. All right, so you can decide later if you want to leave that thumbs up there or not. But it looks like yeah. Thank you for that. Ups and down. Okay, perfect. That means that you're able to hear me. I'm going to assume that I'm going to assume everything is fine, and let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is not maybe the world's greatest song ever, but we're going to learn how to play it extra good. All right, so here's what I do to help me find where I'm supposed to edit out the nonsense before this. Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name's Gary, Denver Guitar Orchestra. I teach fingerstyle guitar, tablature reading, a little bit of classical, a little bit of well, lots of folk, whatever we want to play. Once you learn the system that I teach, you can play any song out there. There's tablature for everything these days worth playing. So you don't have to read sheet music, but you do probably want to play at a high level, and that is going to involve some paperwork. And so that's what we're here to do. Give you some tips and techniques for early fingerstyle stuff. This is a level 2 song. In the level 2 program, we're working on getting from one chord to the other and back, chord to chord to chord to chord, which when you first start playing ukulele, huge problem. At this point in level 2, I would expect that you understand how to hold the guitar properly. We're always looking to have the least amount of tension in our body, and even the very experienced players spend a lot of time talking about how do I reduce tension, what am I doing to make my playing miserable. Anything that's creating tension is probably wrong. The only tension you should feel is this muscle right here is going to require a lot of strength to do the stuff we need to do. And outside of that particular muscle, there's really very little that we want to have a lot of tension in to get our guitar playing up to speed. And the difference between this style and some of the others, in rock guitar, we use a lot of bar chords along with a lot of scale patterns to create various riffs. And we don't really do that in fingerstyle because we have songs that we got to get through, and we've got to carry melodies, and we have to carry the singer. We're getting rid of the singer and replacing our guitar with replacing the singer with our guitar. So we have to do whatever the original melody says. And the other thing we do in fingerstyle, different than like folk music. Folk music, we always grab the chords and then we will strum and sing, and we spend a lot of time talking about strumming patterns and this type of thing. And using a pick and all that, we don't need to do any of that in fingerstyle. What we will continue to do is grab these chords that are very essential and powerful and part of what we do, and then we're going to mix that in with the arpeggio playing, okay, and and melody playing, tablature reading, all that stuff. We'll put that in so that we end up with one really nice complete package, and hopefully you'll be playing in an adult way, a way that makes sense to grown-ups, right? It's not that cool, but it's very cool when you can do it well. You just don't get to run it through an amplifier and a fuzz pedal and just pound on your guitar at a bar somewhere hoping you're going to make $50. This is a way you can play for the rest of your life quite happily, and you will be playing really fine music. And in our level 4, I was working with somebody earlier today on level 4, and I'm actually very impressed with the types of songs that are in that level. So let's make sure you get up there and you can play in a system that makes sense for you. Now, we're going to be using Mary Had a Little Lamb as the song. The song is not a great song. You and I both will agree on that. But what we are doing with this song is reviewing the stuff we worked on yesterday or the last week or whenever we played London Bridges. We're going to be reviewing those skill sets. So first thing we want to do is make sure your D chord makes sense. Index finger here, middle finger ring there, ring finger there. Okay, try to just play 4 strings. That's the 4 you want to sound. It sounds beautiful. If you hit the 5th string, it's not the end 12, be fine. Don't hit the 6th string. Okay. The other chord in the first part of this song is the A chord, index finger right there, middle finger right there, ring finger right there. I'm kind of going quickly because you should already know this. If you were a level 2 player, these chords are already part of your wheelhouse. Go ahead and grab your A chord. Okay, we can play 5 strings. If we play this, if we hit the top string, it's not the end of the world, but we'd rather just play 5. Okay. Those are the 2 chords in the first half of this song. The song is again designed to be played back and forth. When you get to measure 9, then the chord structure changes, and we transpose the original key, which was in D. Now we're going to play this song again, but we're going to play it in A this time. So again, the A chord will continue to be a part of that key, but then instead of D chord, we're going to toss in an E chord. Again, index finger right there, middle finger up there, ring finger right there, and that's what the chord we're going to go to. Okay, I'm just going to sing through it one time. Apologize about my singing off the bat. I'm not good at this, and you're here to learn fingerstyle guitar because you're not good at singing either. So let's give it a try. Next level players, be thinking about either doing this type of plucking pattern or an arpeggio pattern. Okay, either of those will sound real pretty. Okay, play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. All right. Again, don't care about the song. Do care a lot about getting from A to E and back. It's you chasing your index finger around. I'm sitting here on this. Index finger goes down. These 2 go up to E, and then to come back, index finger here. These 2 guys drop on. And in the first part of the song, we're in D. Jumps up to A. Jumps back to D. That's the scale that matters. Okay. Now let's go into reading the tablature. Again, level 1 is where we learn how to read tablature. We get kind of good at it. And then in level 2, we just play it every single song. Play, melody, play, melody, play, melody, because we want to get these fingers just where they're on autopilot and they just already know what to do. And then we're magically able to pick out the correct string over here. This song has, in the first half of the song, we've got 2s, which you're going to play with your middle finger, 3s, which you're going to play with your ring finger, and 5s, which you're going to play with your pinky finger. That's the highest it goes, so you're going to play just with that. Second half of the song, we don't need to go all the way up to that note. Everything's going to be down low. So the 2s are going to be again with our middle finger, and that's it. There are no other notes. So we're going to be just using our middle finger on the correct string. If you're new, it's thumb, thumb, thumb. Just use this thumb, find the right string. You may end up having to double check. There's a good possibility you have everything set up perfectly over here, and then you'll hit the wrong string over here. Very normal. Stop doing it right, until you work on it. The other, if you're a next level player, really be thinking about using these fingers, probably just index and middle, and working on plucking the correct string. Very easy to talk about, really challenging to do, is to teach these 2 fingers to do all of the plucking for you. I think the big idea with that is that as you get faster and you need to start moving into tremolo picking and doing some much more complicated type things, if you go into classical music, you want to have IM on autopilot. I am not somebody who has IM on autopilot, but it is definitely something I'm working on, trying to get where my string crossings and all that is really beautiful. Again, we're going to play through it one time. In this case, let's pretend we're playing through it the second time. We've already played through it once. Let's pretend we played through it second time. When we got to measure 16, we hit that repeat and we went all the way back to measure 1. We're going to play it through this time, skip measure 16 and go to measure 17. We'll talk about why it's different. Okay, so skip measure 16 when we get down there. From the very top, one note at a time, play the guitar melody line. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 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 2, 5, 5, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, oh, 2, oh, 3. Rest, rest, rest. 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 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 2, oh, oh. 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, oh, 2, oh, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the difference between the first inning and the second inning. The first inning, we're only going to play on that 2 for 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to jump back and start the whole song over. The last time we come through, we want to hold this note for 8 full beats, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That big tie right there on those 2 whole notes between major 17 and 18 say, hold this note until your guitar goes dead, basically, is what that piece of music is saying there. All right, so if you're new to tablature reading, the goal would be, hey, maybe go back and re-listen to this video, and if you are not a tab reader, just play with the chords while I'm playing the melody and see how you do. And then go back and say to the part where I was playing with the chords and you play the melody, right? So try to make a duet with me. We can't do it online because there's an internet lag and sound lag and all that, but it's worth going back to this video and saying, it'll get posted here in 10 minutes after we're done, and then go through and play whatever I'm playing. You play the opposite of that. So if I'm playing melody, you play chords, and if you're playing chords, whatever. Do the opposite one. Sometimes I talk too fast and I don't remember what I said. So let's talk about the next level of playing on this piece of paper, which is the Tough Axe page. This is where I want all players to get to. If you can get where you can take the chords and the melody, combine them together, keep your mouth shut, and everybody knows the song you're playing, and everybody says, man, that's really pretty. That's the level I want to get you to. And once you're there, which you will be there officially 100% locked in solid at once you're finished with level 3, there are no songs out there that you cannot play. There is nothing that will not work for you. And so it's a matter of, hey, I'm locked in the house for the next few weeks. Why don't I really dig into this program and figure out if I can play all these songs? If you can play through level 3, what I know is all the songs in level 4 are much more interesting to modern people. Like we all want to play, the Beatles, and we want to play Eric Clapton, and we want to play, these great jazz tunes of the 40s and stuff. Um, and you can do that once you conquer these basic songs, these public domain songs, these old fashioned songs. You can absolutely play that stuff too. And so it's a matter of kind of putting in your time, getting your toolbox put together, and then moving on to your next level. So, or your final level, right? Um, okay, let's now talk about the Tough Axe. Okay, when we play chord melody arrangements, we always want to grab the chord first. It's a tiny bit different than classical guitar, where we don't really think in terms of chords, we think in terms of shapes and what's going to be the most efficient usage of our time. In fingerstyle guitar, we pretty much always grab the chord, pretty much always. And then if you are a next level player, you're thinking about plucking everything here. Okay, if you are a newer player, you're thinking about strumming down and using your thumb everywhere. I'm going to play through this twice so we have an opportunity to see how it goes. The first time I'm going to use all thumb. Okay, you're going to get that feeling of the song. Then when I hit measure 16, I'm going to go back and I'm going to switch to this type of pattern where I'm using my 4 fingers to get out the sound. You'll notice there are times in the arrangement, particularly on page 2, well, even in measure 3, for example, if I'm playing with 4 fingers, but I've got 5 notes to pick, in a chord, I'm going to have to make some choices, right? Somebody's got to get left out. And so, for example, measure 3, it shows play a full A. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that with only 4 fingers. So I'm probably going to favor with these 3 fingers the lower strings, and I'm going to try to get the thumb onto the lowest pitched or highest, the string closest to my face, and play that as the chord. And you'll see that in lots and lots of tablature where you'll see a skip, where they will skip a string because they're like, hey, play this string, not that string, but I need you to play all these others too. And in classical guitar, often you will roll that or the other way. Right? And so it sounds pretty. And you can do that in fingerstyle to some extent too. That sounds prettier than maybe, and it depends on the situation. Sometimes that would sound ridiculous in a song, but you want the toolbox to then make those decisions. Guitar players are way better at not following the rules and being questioning authority and all this stuff than other types of musicians. And you take the information on this paper, use it as advice, but of course, at the end of the day, you have to be happy with the way you play Mary Had a Little Lamb. So if you want to mess around and do some other things that maybe are not on the page, that's highly recommended. If you're doing exactly what's written there, then you're thinking, maybe I'm a classical guitar player. And then you have the long, lonely road into playing songs having ever shrinking audiences, right? Shouldn't say that, but it's true. All right. First time through, I'm going to do thumb down. Second time around, I'm going to do pluck. If whatever is comfortable for you, if that's too much, just play the melody. If that's too much, just play the chords. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 3. Your top. How'd you do? Were you able to do it? Were you able to play along with me? Hopefully. If you weren't, go when they repost this video, just go back and play with it a few times. See we're stuck in our apartments right now, stuck in our houses, right? So go back and use this stuff and and make me your mini ensemble. Not that I'm the world's greatest player, but that I am at least giving you kind of a metronome and a way to judge how you're doing. If you played that, no problem, piece of cake, loved it, it was awesome. Then obviously you've got the toolbox in good shape. If you're struggling a little bit, which maybe you are, go back and study up, figure out where you're having your stick ups, and then go fix those areas. We don't generally need to work very hard on Marietta Little Lamb for very long, but we do need to work pretty hard at making sure our chords get on properly, that we're able to read our tablature effectively, and then also to jump on and off of this more complex. Sometimes we got to lift up a finger, drop a finger, whatever, when we're playing. Fingerstyle, it's one of those things we need to do. Now, final piece of the puzzle is, and this is those of you who went through folk music training, and they never talk about this. They give you a pick, and then that's the end of the discussion of the right hand. And I want that not to be the end of your discussion. Let's talk about arpeggio picking. Thumb, index, middle, ring. 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 I'm holding a D chord, by the way, but I don't have to. Put an A chord on. Put your E chord on. So that's what we're going to work on with arpeggio picking. It is a big deal. It is what I think is the secret to making you sound like a professional without really knowing what you're doing. The other secret to becoming a professional is 6 to 8 hours of practice every single day and years of playing in bars. As far as I can tell, that's the procedure, and you don't want to do either of those because they're just not fun. So don't plan on being a professional. Just plan on enjoying playing guitar. Now, on this particular arpeggio pattern that I wrote down, I wanted you to play the inner strings, and for the most part, and I want you to do ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, 3, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, oh, oh. And then when you switch to A, 2, 2. And that's a good arpeggio to work on. But you don't have to do what's written down with arpeggio picking. You're a guitar player. You break the rules. This is one of them to work on. Ring, middle, index, thumb. You can work on thumb, index, middle, ring. You can do thumb, index, middle, index. If you have a song that's in 6/8 time, you might do thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So all of those things are things you can do. Okay. What I really want to work on though is when you are newer to guitar and you're like, oh God, we got to go to the sing along or whatever, or my mother-in-law is coming over and she wants me to do a song. Pick something that she knows how to play, that you know the basic chords to. Don't make the chords complex because we're not really working on creating a great song. We're working on creating great arpeggios. And in this case, I wrote it as 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually wrote it as 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's double it up. Your chords are D, chords are A, chords are E, right? Those are the only chords you have in the song. Let's see if we can do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe just anchor your fingers on these bottom 4. If you're next level player, when it's a D, you want to be on the bottom 4. When it's an A, you want to be on the middle 4. When it's an E, you want to be on the top 4, right? That way your thumb is root anchoring on the D string, the A string, and the E string. So again, wherever level you're working at, these arpeggio patterns are a great way to make your playing sound much more professional without being that much more work to do. And then if you can then additionally root note your thumb correctly, you'll end up sounding really quite lovely. Okay, let's do 8 beats for every measure. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little first A. Mary had a little lamb. B chord. Little lamb. Little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet was white as snow. Get an A note on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So you can either hit that A as your final note, or this A as your final note, or hit them together. Sounds pretty. That's it. That's playing by chords, playing by melody, playing by chords and melody, and playing by arpeggios. That's everything that's on that piece of paper. And also switching keys in the middle of the song from the key of D. We then switch to the key of A. And so hopefully all of those tools, not hopefully, all of those tools are going to come in handy down the road when you're playing more complex music. And I think in my notes is instrumental adaptations in measure 6, 6, and I don't know what I was even talking about, 6 of 14. Who knows? If you end up owning book 2, in the back of book 2, there are lessons. All these lessons are written out and all of that stuff. So if you need more help, just toss me an email. Let me know what you're doing. I am very slow to respond to emails. People tell me that all the time, but I do respond to them eventually. So if you got questions about fingerstyle guitar, if you live in Denver and you want to get together after the plague, if you are somewhere else in the world, let me know. I love hearing from you. Toss me an email and say, hey, I've been sitting in on your guitar lessons, and you're an idiot, or you're awesome, or whatever. Right? Just tell me about you. I don't care what your opinion is, but I would like to know how I can make you a better guitar player. I'm supposed to tell you, if you want to not go through the Denver Guitar Orchestra thing to log on, you can subscribe right down there, and that way that this goes live, right whenever it goes live, you can just be on the YouTube page and just hit refresh there. It saves you skip a step. If you like the YouTube video, a thumbs up. If you hate the video, thumbs down. Again, I don't lose sleep over those things. Again, everything, all of our resources, denverguitarorchestra.com, starts at level 1, takes you all the way up through level 99. We have level 4 as your real goal, because then you're playing really fine music at a really high level. And I do apologize. There's no chat box on here today. I don't know why. We had one in the earlier lesson. It just didn't show up today. So hopefully I've said something that made sense. If you do have questions, obviously drop me an email. Hope you have a wonderful day. Please stay inside. Please stay safe. Let's not be one of the people who has to go to the hospital. They got enough to do over there. And the way we do that is just following the advice, right? So you got a guitar, you got a house, you got the internet, you're set. You don't need anything else. You don't need to go out. You don't even need friends, honest to God. So let's go play some guitar. Have a wonderful night, you guys. I'm going to end the stream, and hopefully you got stuff to work on. And thanks for being here. Talk to you guys soon. Ending the stream.